Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Owaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more.
Owaze, let's spice it up. Yo, what it do?
Hola.
There's a bit of an echo.
I can see that. I can hear that. I can hear that.
You can hear that. Yeah. I think we're good now. Can you hear me?
No.
I can't.
Well, I can hear you. I can't hear myself.
I don't hear myself. Okay, now we're good. Now we're good.
Us both.
We're back.
I see how it is.
How you guys doing? How you feeling?
Hello.
Welcome to the Owaze Show.
Happy Friday, TGIF.
It's the first time I've done it with you. It's the first time I've done it with you.
What is going on?
I should have been doing it this whole time. Since it's 2014, I realized it's time that I started, being a part of the Alilils. Hey guys, it's Friday. We're excited. We weren't here last Friday.
For obvious reasons.
Yes. So it feels so long for me, and I'm really excited for both of us to be back on today. Mm-hmm. And today's show, would you like to tell our listeners what it's about?
It's kind of complex. It's hard to put into words, but it has a lot to do with how we've been feeling the last couple of weeks. Like looking at our achievements and finally being like, why did everybody think we were so crazy?
Yeah.
To think the way that we did and to dream as the way that we did, this wasn't even that hard.
I guess because now we were just able to prove that, and
it was like the first thing.
We literally manifested it into physical form. I think that's why we're like, wait, this wasn't so bad.
It was not as hard as everybody made it out to be.
But basically in today's show, we kind of just wanted to talk about the power of imagination, the power of vision.
Dreaming big.
Oh my goodness.
Shooting for the stars and landing on the moon, and at the same time talking about being underestimated.
That's a big one because, I think everybody talks about just wanting this and wanting that, but the challenge of getting to it and maybe even the closest people undermining you or not believing in you can be very, disheartening. So we just wanted to talk about that entire journey for us.
Yes, we're going to talk about our experience, and then we're going to talk about how to dream big, how to set your goals, and how to achieve them all at once.
Absolutely, because it's absolutely possible. And I know that people don't want to give you guys the details because they feel like they're giving away secrets.
There's a lot of gatekeeping.
it's not, that shouldn't be a thing. All of us can eat, honestly speaking. So we can't wait to just talk about our journey with you guys in today's show.
So yes, that is basically the topic of today. It's about dreaming big. Very big. Well, not that big, but people make you feel like you are reaching for the unreachable.
Even, allowing yourself to have faith in the impossible is good because it shows that you're training your mind to, just be a visionary, just to imagine that you are meant for greatness, that you can attain greatness. All of those things matter. That actually ties into the self-compassion that we talked about a couple weeks back. But yeah, we're definitely excited, guys. So we want you guys to, sort of join with us in conversation today, too. So you guys know where to reach us out on.
Yes, sir. You guys can hit us up on our Telegram. It's at Awaze Show, AWAZESHOW
yes,
on
ma'am.
Telegram, on Facebook, and everywhere else. If you guys have questions, comments, song requests, you can definitely hit us up.
Please do.
Let us know about the times where you told people your dream and they kind of made you feel like you were a little cuckoo.
Yeah, like you don't have what it takes to accomplish those dreams.
Like that's not a thing that happens and you're just crazy.
Yeah, because we're going to tell you guys about our journey and how we got here. There's a lot of things that we haven't been able to communicate about, things that we're doing behind the scenes. So we're going to give you guys a preview about that.
We gonna tell.
Yes,
we're right across the corner, so we're going to tell you guys what's been happening.
Absolutely. So we're going to get to a musical break.
Yes, ma'am.
And then when we come back, guys, more concerning Owaze Show. Do not move a muscle. Let's get it. Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Owaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more.
Owaze, let's spice it up. We're back at it again, yo.
Hey.
So forgive me if I cough a little bit during the show. I'm gonna try to suppress it as much as I can.
I'm doing the background vocals
to the song that we just heard. We were just talking about, during the musical break, how I miss 90s and, early 2000 music.
I haven't done like a playlist and like chilled in a while.
Yeah.
I haven't like made an old school playlist in a while, so maybe if I get the chance, I'll do that this weekend.
I think it's necessary.
Take that.
No, I think old school is good for the soul. I'm a strong believer in old school.
Isn't
being
it?
Good for the soul.
Yeah, I've had an overdose of it this week though. I don't know who I'm kidding. A lot of gangster rap for some reason is what I've been listening to.
Another thing, gangster rap is good for the soul.
As weird as that sounds.
Absolutely. I grew up in that time. For me, I grew up in that phase of music, so it speaks to me. It like brings a lot of nostalgia.
You know what was weird about my upbringing? Mm-hmm. So I had two older brothers. One listened to Johnny Cash, Dolly Parton.
Very country.
Very, very country.
Like bluegrass kind of music.
Jesus Christ. Like, are you sure you're black? And then my other brother, Sophie, he listened to a lot of DMX, and a lot of Tupac, and a lot of Biggie.
I love it.
So my household was very bipolar.
In terms of music.
I was very confused, and I didn't know which one.
You're like, do I go to this side or this side?
Because both of them looked crazy as far as I was concerned.
They're on both extremes. I get it.
Small house, both in their rooms, blasting their music at full volume. It's
God.
Both of you look bat crazy, and this makes me uncomfortable. But a little bit of both worlds kind of makes sense to me now.
Absolutely. For me,
all worlds.
I grew up with my dad. Literally, we were like children. We were like 5, and my dad would play Barry White, The Temptations,
that's
like
really
Houston.
Nice music.
Yeah, and I was like, I grew up in Motown. That's what I grew up in my house. So I love Motown. By the time I was like 5, what kind of child was I? But so I think me and you just have a well-rounded sense of music.
And now since I've been exposed to rock and roll. Damn.
It's beautiful.
It's very Caucasian, I'll give you that.
But there's some great music.
It's amazing.
Absolutely.
Especially their lyrics. I understand why people like rock and roll, but it's very sad music most of the time.
It is.
Or it's very angry.
Yeah.
There's very little happiness in rock and roll.
I feel like it gets the feeling that I'm in. When I'm feeling in that sort of mood, those lyrics hit the spot.
Oh, are you like when I'm sad, I'll listen to sad songs person?
And hell no. Because it makes me more sad.
True.
No.
Most people like to do that.
I don't
know about you. But welcome back to the show. Hope you guys are tuned in, having a fantastic Friday evening. It's a Friday. That's how we hype it up. But if you are joining us, make sure to hit us up on our Telegram. It's at Awazi Show, AWAZESHOW. What is your dream?
Yeah.
What is your dream?
We're talking about basically our journey from just how we essentially had a dream and how we talked about it. I think we spent a few months or so, and this is during COVID.
Yes.
Talking about it. So we talked about this at least give or take about 2 years ago. Yeah. And we're like, hey, this is something, I think, with a group of our friends that we sort of discussed. And the discussions were cool, and I think me and TG were on the same, page concerning just what we wanted.
Yes, we already kind of knew.
But I think in hindsight, when we look back, maybe it was just us who saw that vision for what it really was. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because we were very much influenced by Red Table Talk.
Yes. Love Jada.
Love
her whole family.
Love the, the lineage and how they're able to fuse that together and talk about really, hard, touching topics, but in a way in which it can reach all 3 generations. Mm-hmm. So me and Teacher were like, yo, that would be so great if we can sort of fuse that into our country's context, bring it into our generation, or for people, who are within our, age group, and be able to talk about that. And I was like, yo, I'm down. I'm a Red Table Talk fan. I'm down.
Red Table was such... I know a lot of people make fun of Red Table Talk. They make fun of Jada. They make fun of the whole entanglement. If you guys watch Red Table Talk, or if you know what that is. But for me, what I saw was just raw emotional vulnerability.
Oh, absolutely.
And just calling a spade, and just saying exactly how you feel. without having to put up appearances, without having to, appear perfect, without having to face the world like you have no problems, no insecurities, no issues. And it was just like, they are bearing their souls naked.
in such a way that comes off super graceful, but also like empowering. Because I would watch every episode, I wouldn't miss a beat. and I understood how TG was like, yes, let's bring that. I was like, absolutely. I'm absolutely down. I think me and TG more or less, even though in the past we did separate shows on a different radio station, we sort of felt like we were being transparent on our shows. And we thought, let's do this together. I
told some crazy stories. People still think I'm crazy as hell.
I agree. People were like, yo, you said that on the air?
Jesus.
But we thought, let's do this. But unfortunately, like we said, in terms of talking about your vision and your dream, not everyone was on the same page as us. And the vision that we had did not translate into the same vision that others had with us.
True. And what we hoped to accomplish by doing so was more where the problem came through. Because you could talk about your feelings all day, but the problem with dreams is people want to know if they can sell your dream, if your dream can be exchanged in for profits. People aren't interested in, I'm gonna make an impact, or I want to change a little something for my generation. People really genuinely want to know, you gonna make some money off of that? You gonna be able to sell it? Who you gonna be able to sell it to?
And I think in our case, the packaging that it came in, the fact that it was me and TG, I think for some reason,
it wasn't sellable.
People were just like, you guys, I don't know. We're being real here. We're being very honest. We're not trying to paint a picture of the fact that we always got it together and that we're always perfect. We did have people who just didn't believe in us.
And to be honest, I don't blame people for not believing in my dream, because I never really worked that hard. And you feel the same exact way too.
Oh yeah.
A year ago, honestly, I've always had it in me, but the way we conducted ourselves a year ago, 2 years ago, we really didn't care about our work that much. So the effort, the discipline, the energy, the financial strain it takes on you, I would have never put that much energy and effort into my previous job, because I just really wasn't that invested in it. It wasn't my thing. It's not what I wanted to do. I just stepped into somebody else's seat and took over, and I was just keeping the seat warm for somebody else, which is the conversation we had earlier.
Exactly.
I was really there to keep somebody else's seat warm. So why should I put in effort? Why should I go out of my way to make it better? Why should I change a damn thing?
Right.
It's not even mine. I'm gonna give it back to somebody else eventually.
Yeah.
So I'm perfectly fine with the fact that people didn't see the dream, the vision. It's cool. Not everybody has to see it.
Yeah, for me, like I said, I knew that I would do great things. I essentially felt like the reason why I am living in Ethiopia was I felt like for something greater. I didn't feel like I was here just to simply live here. But along the way, I got depressed. And when you're depressed, you don't really see tomorrow. You're not really visualizing anything. You're just trying to get through the day. And a lot of times you don't want to get out of your bed. So it's not like you're visualizing anything outside of the comfort of your, the four walls of your room. So for me, I felt stuck and I was like, how do I get out of this situation? You know how when you feel like you're in quicksand and you just don't know how to get out?
If you struggle, you just gonna sink in deeper.
Absolutely. So it's one thing when you know or you feel like I'm going to do great things, but your current situation says otherwise.
Yeah.
And I think that was the space that I was in, and both me and TG just weren't moving. We weren't making moves whatsoever. And then that's when we started talking about, this whole, doing something like a Red Table Talk would be amazing. But the reason why we wanted to talk about this subject today is because that's not where we are now. So the vision that we talked about a couple years ago is something that has become reality. But not everyone or everything happens the way that you expect. Not everybody's going to be supportive of the journey. And not everyone's going to see the vision. I kind of like to say that it's like a preview to the movie that only you have exclusive access to see. So for us, we kind of just wanted to talk about what that looks like, you know, imagining your vision, how you can make it come to pass. We wanted to take today's show to sort of dive in and discuss those details.
True. So just the same way as we're saying it's a new chapter for Ethiopia, it's also a new chapter for us.
Yep.
We're walking into something pretty big. So the dream was always to collaborate and work with other countries, not just not just do a radio show and get paid and go home. The dream was always to create a bridge between Ethiopia and the rest of the world,
especially in terms of media, because I don't think it wasn't until recently that we understood that this is probably our purpose, our calling, or something that we were supposed to do together. It didn't make sense until much later.
Because we looked around and we understood that, yes, there's a lot of great entertainers out there and educators out there, but most of the content that was being created was for local consumption only.
Yes.
It was like we were trying to keep Ethiopia this one big secret.
Exactly.
And we only made content that related to us, that was just about our culture. We refused, and I mean refused, to let anybody see who we were and what we were up to.
Call it FUBU, if you will.
FUBU.
For us, by us.
Yes, it was very a local way of thinking. And there's we have nothing against it. We do need local content. But we also understood I have 1,000,001 things in common with literally everybody all over the world.
Yeah, and even the differences also can very much unite us and bring us together too.
True.
Because, we felt like there's so much for the world to see and understand in terms of what is happening in Ethiopia, in terms of media. And there's not a whole lot of English outlets out there.
No.
So me and TJ were like, you know what? I'm going to quote Gandhi. Got to be the change that we wish to see in the world. Sometimes
Absolutely.
It's easy to be like, why aren't they doing this? How come they're not trying this? And it's like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
What is I doing?
Why haven't I done it? And so, yeah, that was the dream at the end of the day. And it still is. And by no means have we achieved the dream, because the dream is a little big. It's a little crazy still.
But the whole point was just to tell you guys our vision and to tell you guys how big and maybe to some people impossible that it sounds, but it's only impossible until it's done.
True. So a couple months ago, we sat down and we had to write a proposal.
Yeah.
And yes, I've written proposals before, but never for a whole other embassy.
Especially when it comes to something that you are particularly doing.
Yes, it had to be an original idea. It had to focus on women, which is something that, yes, we talk about everything, but women empowerment and talking about women issues is at the very top of our priority list.
Absolutely.
We made it here. We gotta open some doors. You can't just walk in and close the door behind you. It reminds me of Issa Rae. She said, I walked in, I'm closing that door behind me. None of you come through. So yes, we do have a responsibility to women to push the ball a little bit further than it was when it was handed to us. So we had to sit down, come up with an original idea, come up with a way to actually pull off that plan, come up with the details that it would require to make that happen. And that was I don't know about you, but that was my very first time ever writing anything like that.
Oh my God, I've never done anything like that.
Right?
The only times I've ever written proposals are for because guys, I used to be a lecturer, so everything was always academically related. I've never done something like this. But somehow in my soul, I was like, me and TJ are destined for this. I don't call it manifestation, call it, whatever you want. But I felt like because we were putting so much energy out into the universe and because we chose and dared to imagine something like this, you know what? It came through.
So newly formed company. It was like 3 months since we officially had our PLC.
Yeah. Not even.
Yeah. It was a little less than that.
No, it wasn't even a month.
It was before.
It wasn't even a month, honey.
Oh, wow.
Because remember, we finished that process and then we applied a week or two later.
Yeah.
We finished that. So basically, guys, we were an officiated company by 2 weeks.
2 weeks before we did this, yes. And so we also knew we were going up against the entirety of East Africa.
Yes, guys.
About 800 companies in total.
Yep.
And we were like, that's crazy.
Oh, it's cray-cray.
It's a long shot.
Oh, absolutely.
This feels crazy.
But we felt like we had something that was original. We felt like we had something that was dear to our hearts. And we're like, you know what? If they just gave us a chance, if they literally saw the vision that we see in our minds.
And we both weren't certain, but we both hyped each other up.
Absolutely. I remember TG would be like, Hawi, I don't want to get my hopes up. And I'm like, let's celebrate the little wins, TG. Just the little wins. She's like, I don't want to get my hopes up. But then the more good news we kept hearing, then she's like, you know what? I think I'm going to get a little bit excited now.
I'm like, is this
really happening?
I'm sorry. Are you sure? So yeah, I think even though we talk a lot about how far we've come, I can 100% say I still don't have 100% confidence. Like I want big things and I hope for big things and I dream for big things. But I'm not so bold as to be like, yeah, no doubts, no diggity. We're doing this for certain.
I think with everything, caution is necessary.
Yeah, I'm a very pessimistic person, like, as you know. I'm constantly told to not jinx myself. Consistently is don't jinx yourself, TG. So this was one of the wins in my life that I will remember.
Absolutely.
Like I will cherish it.
Yes.
Be like, even when I am uncertain of myself, even when I am uncertain of my ideas, our ideas, even when I am uncertain of how much we can accomplish or how far we've come,
yeah, somebody
somewhere will see the vision and they'll be like, yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
You're right. You're absolutely right. This dream is completely valid.
Yes.
And of course, I hate that I need somebody else to validate the dream, but it feels great.
I mean, hey, I ain't gonna lie about that. And I think the fact that it's me and you doing it together, that it makes it easier to be like, okay, I don't know, I feel a little weird about this, or I'm not sure about this today, and TG will just be like, yo, I got you, and she'll pump me up, and I'm like, I'm 100%. I feel 100%, and I think the same goes vice versa. The fact that we're in this journey together, and mind you guys, essentially when we first started, it wasn't just us.
No.
There was other people involved as well. And it ended up ultimately being both me and TG. And the fact that we became each other's support system, we also just hold each other accountable. We work
Jesus
really hard together.
I don't know what you
100%.
But it's Jesus looking out. And so yeah, so basically what we wanted to unofficially announce today.
Go about it.
Is
drum roll.
So we are going to be working with the Australian Embassy.
Woo woo!
Shout outs to the Australian Embassy. Shout outs to the Small Grants Program, the Smart Grants Program.
Yay!
We are going to be creating and presenting a brand new show, both video and audio content for you guys over the next 4 months. We are taking on a huge responsibility to put women on the spot and also create a content in a way where the rest of the world can look at it and be like, oh,
yes,
that's what Ethiopia got going on?
Absolutely.
So not just locals.
Yes.
It's international.
That's the whole point. The whole point was for us to put Ethiopia on the map. And I think as the weeks go by, we will definitely give you guys more details as to what we're doing.
You're going to see us everywhere. It's going to be so annoying.
You're going to be sick of us. Dead ass. You're going to be sick of us. But the whole point is the vision that we had in our minds, we're now seeing it come to pass. And you guys will also be able to partake and see our visions too. Like I said, in the weeks to come, we'll definitely keep you guys posted. But we wanted to give you guys the big news today, right here.
Yeah, we had to tell you. We had to tell you for that express reason of dream big.
Yes.
And this isn't even the biggest dream we have, keep in mind.
We told you guys.
This is like step 1
no, but
of 1,000.
And we're so excited. And for those of you who are tuning in, if you're just like, well, I have a dream and I don't know if it's going to happen, or if you feel like there are people who are not supportive of your dream, we again want to talk about how and what steps and what ways you can sort of navigate this journey for yourself so that you can ultimately be successful. And it's not just only monetary. When we say success, we're talking about, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, all of that, because giving to yourself and feeling full in yourself will be what helps you to help, your dreams to come true. So we want to talk about that.
Absolutely. So I mean, dreaming isn't like all of it. It's the first step.
Yes.
But it's definitely not the whole thing. So we do have to talk about, yes, dream big, but what else?
Exactly.
How else?
Exactly. What do I do after I dream big? So we'll get into that after a musical break, guys. Do stay with us. Again, if you guys want to join in conversation, let us know, what requested tracks you have, or if you want to even tell us what your visions or your journey has been. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes, sir. It is at Awaze Show, AWAZESHOW on Telegram. Make sure to hit us up.
Absolutely. So let's get to some more music, and then we'll be back here on Awaze Show. Do not move a muscle. Let's get it. Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Awaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more.
Awaze, let's spice it up. All right.
Hiya.
How you doing? Welcome back. Welcome back, y'all.
How is everybody doing? Happy Friday, TGIF.
Yay.
It's nice. It's no holidays. There's no nothing.
It's just Friday and
it's just the weekend.
And we're looking forward to the weekend. It's been quite a busy week for both me and TG.
Oh, man. I was telling how I was complaining earlier. I was like, this is the most times I've been to Bole in years, in little years.
Yeah, I know how those frequent trips make you feel.
What is this?
It's like, I want to be at home more.
I miss home. But I think that's part of achieving your dreams. You're not going to be sleeping around very often.
At all.
You can't sleep at all.
It's good busy. It's good busy.
It's good busy.
It's productive busy.
It's happy busy, to be honest.
Yes.
But welcome back. We're talking about dreaming big and then achieving it and then setting goals for it and all the things that come in between. So we told you guys we didn't tell you guys our big dream. We told you guys what our first hopeful dream was and that we were able to accomplish it.
Yeah.
About like 8 months into starting the show, about 2 weeks after becoming an official company.
Yes.
And so when we talk about these things, you have to understand there is a set process that you have to go through, because dreaming is not enough.
It isn't. It's a big key, you know what I mean? A big piece of the pie.
It's one of the biggest things that gets you out of that sleepy frumpy mode and gets you going. So absolutely let your imagination run crazy buck wild.
For sure. Like for those of you who are not aware, if you did not tune in, we did a show about this a few months back, in which how Awaze is not just a show now, but we're also an official company. So that's what we mean when we say as a company. That's why we were able to you know what I mean, to get this whole project that we're going to have up and running, which we're very excited to share with you guys in the coming months.
It's a philanthropic thing too, so it's not just a good thing for us. We're trying to give back to the community. And
absolutely.
Trying to definitely make a difference at the same time. So it's great, interesting fun. So yes, the first and the obvious step is don't be afraid to dream big.
Yes.
Please, like...
It's free, by the way.
Yeah.
To dream big doesn't cost you anything.
It's 0.00.
Yeah, you're literally just exercising your muscle brains.
I do realize that we do live in a relatively struggling country,
where imagination is not something that's taught for us to exercise.
Everybody has a set blueprint ready for them. You're supposed to... grow up, go to school, graduate, get a job, get married, have kids, and have a stable paying job.
It's not a society that sort of practices, individual living. You sort of do everything as a community together.
It's not a very take that leap of faith, be bold, try something new.
Yes.
No, we're very routine, very stay within the lines, color within the lines type of people.
True.
So it is absolutely up to you to when you're bored at that 9-to-5 job, to sit down and be like, I have a dream, I have this talent, I have this skill, I have this knowledge, whatever it is, and I want to do something with it. And like we said, it's not just about money.
And you know, the interesting thing, at least for us in our journey, sometimes imagination can come out of turmoil. Sometimes you might need to go, you know, through a bit of something where something in life is just not going your way, or you're just disappointed with where you're at. Because if you're comfortable, it doesn't allow you to imagine.
True.
Imagination, I feel like, can be rooted or grow out of being uncomfortable, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Because me and Tiji were at a point in our lives where we were sick and tired of what we were doing, where we were at, how every day was looking. It was disgusting. It was nasty.
It was nasty.
So for me, I feel like that might be something too. So for those of you who are tuning in, if you're just not happy with where you're working, if you're not particularly excited about where your life is, you might have, your own way to fill in the blank. But if things are not going exactly the way that you want, I feel like this is the perfect time to be able to say, okay, well, what do I want? And how do I want my life to look like? Give yourself the luxury to imagine. It is free.
It's that's the best part about it. It's free. And the more you obsess about a dream, and the more you think about it, the more it draws you in.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's an allure to it.
True, there is. And I feel like that is essentially the first step that we wanted to talk about, not just only dreaming, but...
So, yes, the second one is dream big, but plan small.
Be more in detail about that.
So, dream big, but plan small is your next step. So, yes, you have a dream. Let's say you want to win a gold medal at the Olympics. That's your dream. You want to be a gold medalist at the Olympics. You don't just skip 90 steps and years of training
and all of a sudden just achieve and attain that gold medal.
It don't work like that. So dream big, but you have to break it down into very small chunks.
Yes.
For you to be able to pull that off, and for you to be able to take the first step without being overwhelmed by just how large your dream is. So dream big, but plan small.
And I think this is the interesting aspect of it, because your dream might seem impossible, but the small steps that you take make it realistic. So it's basically taking realistic steps to what might be called an impossible dream.
Yes.
So that's what we say. When we say take small steps, what are you doing every day to sort of progress that dream? And these are things that we've encouraged this, and this is something that I've started to do a lot. Write it down. There's a power in writing things down. That was literally
our first show.
Absolutely. And it wasn't something that I was doing back then. That's completely changed now. And it's completely changed the trajectory of even how things are going for me in terms of,
True. My notes on my phone is ridiculously long. I write everything down at this point. The third part is to track your progress.
Yes.
Which is so important, because I feel like, especially when you're struggling, it might feel like you're standing absolutely still and you're making no progress whatsoever.
True.
But looking back and being like, okay, where was I 6 months ago? What were my options? What were my, what were my roots? What were my ideas? This is a part of writing it down as well, because you can't track your progress if you didn't write down where you were at 6 months ago, 7 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. So definitely make sure to track your progress, because that's the thing that tells you, okay, I need to step it up.
Or how far you've come.
I need to take a break, a breather. I've been pushing too hard. It is the thing that tells you you are not standing still. You might not be moving at light speed, but you are making progress.
One thing that I love that my mom used to always say, she would say that yesterday is not like today and today is not like tomorrow.
At all.
And the thing is, you can use the same concept in terms of, your, weight journey. If you want to have a more physical, lifestyle, if you're trying to grow out your hair, if you're trying to clean out your skin, all of these things apply, in which if you don't track your progress, you're not going to know the amount of change or the amount of progress you've made. You're not. The mind forgets. But when you write it down, when you take pictures, when you keep track of it, when you keep record of it, you would be surprised with how far you come.
You'd be like, oh,
I did this.
What the hell?
Absolutely. That's a big one. That's absolutely a big one.
I'm going to tell you the title of number 4, and then we're going to leave. Number 4 says, get the right support.
Woo! And this is what we started this show about. Oh my God, if this is not a huge one, y'all.
Yes. So every dream, regardless of who the dreamer is, it's really hard to do it alone. Even if they're not actually helping you with the work.
Words matter, and we've been talking about the power of words today. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, we spent the day with a great friend, and bruh, it even made me like stop and think, I really need to mind my words, don't I? I really need to mind how I use my words. And not because I use my words in a bad way, but I feel like I give people words that I don't really mean sometimes.
You know what? This is real talk for all of us. I don't think any of us have understood, or at least essentially maybe at the beginning, but maybe later on in our lives, how significant our words are to others as well as to ourselves. This year I've been mindful. Oh, this year has been a change. Prior to this year, not so much. Prior to this year, the words that I uttered to myself were detrimental. But this year I've been choosy. And the friend, what this individual said is, the way that you speak to others is how you speak to yourself. Yeah. No truer words.
It's your trauma that you're projecting onto them. I will leave you with this one. This one really caught me off guard yesterday. It says, yes, communication is important, but the tone of your communicating is even more important.
Ooh, child, you're not preaching.
It says the tone, and I'm saying, yes, it's important to communicate, but you should also really, really mind your tone.
Oh my God.
And your support system has to include all of this. And we'll talk about who our support systems are, who the people we rely on are to just get us through and get us to our dreams as well. We have an inbox from The Dam Is Ours.
What's up?
That's their name. Said it's a very interesting program. Keep it up. Well, thank you very much for hitting us up. If anybody else wants to hit us up as well before we head off to the news, you guys can find us at Awaze Show, AWAZESHOW, no spaces in between, on our Telegram channel. What is your dream?
Yes, y'all. And please also check out our social media. We're all over social media too. And for those of you who are missing out on this show, because we do believe that it's important to talk about it, you will also be able to find it on our YouTube.
Yes, sir.
So let's get to a track, and I guess we're going to see you guys after 7. We still have so much more to talk about, so don't turn that dial. Again, this is Awaze Show here on EBC 104.7. Keep it locked. We'll see you guys after 7. Let's get it.
Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Awaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more.
Awaze, let's spice it up.
Y'all, we're back at it again.
Childs.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Is it me?
It's not you.
Did I do that? Did I do that?
Oh, no.
I had to do an Urkel reference.
I know you did. I think we're good now, right?
Yes.
All right, y'all. Welcome back. We're here on the Awaze Show on this Friday evening.
Hey, second hour. How y'all doing? Hope you're tuned in. Having a fantastic Friday evening. TGIF.
Yes. Hey. I'm not gonna start dancing.
I'm really excited for Sunday, at least. I'm not gonna rest tomorrow, but Sunday.
What's Sunday?
I'm gonna sleep.
Tomorrow is more so my rest day.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, my parents are about to come back into town, guys, and they're saying their last, hurrah, their last goodbye to us.
It's a closer for them.
It is. They've been here for quite a while. And so now they're like, we're going back home. And so, yeah, I'm going to be spending the next few days with my parents. I'm looking forward to that.
That's really sweet.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go see my mom.
What happened?
I got stuff to do.
True.
I can't really leave the city.
Her mom lives in Hawaii.
Yeah, I can't really leave the city for very long. So hopefully at the end of our project, I can take some time off and actually go see her.
That would be good, but you got to come back because that will probably be like around March, the end of February, the end of our project.
Oh, it's on my birthday?
I mean, yeah.
It's around my birthday?
It's around your birthday, I believe.
Dang.
But you're going to have to come back in April because you know that there's something big going on with
of
me
course.
and TG has to be back in
Me
town.
saying I'm going to take time to go to Hawassa means like 3 days as opposed to 2.
Oh, okay.
I can't be back home for very long. Which is sad, but it's true.
You know what? It's the truth for, I think, many of us.
Hawassa hasn't felt like Hawassa in years, and I don't want to be there for very long.
I understand
I'm
that.
not comfortable there.
That's real talk.
Just not happy. It's not the place I grew up at, so I'm not interested at all. I'm just going to see my mom, hang out with her for a bit, and come back. Make some time to hang out with your parents, people.
By the way, they need it. You think
I
that...
know we grown.
Yes, but your parents need it. And I say that because...
So do you, because you'll regret it.
To be honest with you,
don't.
100%. And it's not only just for them, but it's also for us. But I feel like the times that I spend with my parents, like, I legit, like, go to, like, the movies with my parents. I
You do.
like,
You have, like, lunches out.
like, I legit, like, have fun with my parents like they're my friends. And I feel like it gives them a lot of life. And I hope that one day when I grow old, that my children still want to have fun with me. So I'm putting that into the universe.
That's
okay.
really sweet. Yes, if you still have your parents, your grandparents, make some time for them and make sure to spend as much time with them as possible. Because I promise you, you have very limited time.
Absolutely, for sure.
With the people you love. That being said, we drop gems of knowledge just all over the place.
Yeah, before in the first hour, guys, we were talking about, chasing your dreams, having visions, imagination, and just not only daring to try to have impossible dreams, but how to even have those dreams come to life. That's the most important thing.
Sure.
And we gave you guys realistic steps. We left you guys off at an interesting step.
Quick
though.
recap. We said, don't be afraid to dream big.
Yep.
It doesn't cost you a single penny. And it's the first step to being so obsessed with your dream that you actually get up and think of doing it for real.
It makes you excited about life.
Like, ooh, what would my life be like if I pulled this off?
Exactly.
It's something to look forward to. But however big your dream is, it's very important to plan small, because your dream might take 5 years to accomplish, it might take 10, it might take an entire lifetime. But the best thing you can do for you is to plan small, detailed, little, itty-bitty things so that it doesn't overwhelm you. And it's small tasks you can do to make sure that one day you do get to live out your dream.
And I hope that people don't get discouraged by the frame of time.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people, when they see people on social media, they're like, dang, this person has this and this person has that. But nobody talks about the frame of time that it takes to accomplish those dreams. So that time span is going to be different for everybody.
Yes, I bet you they've been hustling for years.
Oh my God.
This didn't happen overnight.
Absolutely. They're not overnight successes. But just, keep what we were saying before the musical break is that you might have an impossible dream, but taking realistic steps to get to that impossible dream is what makes it a reality.
Yes, sir.
So there you go.
And the next step is to track your progress. This is a way to stop yourself from being discouraged. If you see even the little changes that you made over time, it tells you have come a very long way from where you started off. We're a very long way from where we started off a year ago, 2 years ago. I can't even put into words.
Oh my God.
It might seem like a regular schmegular day, but if I stand here and I think about, okay, what was life like 2 years ago for me? What were my goals like? What was my schedule like?
Man,
ginormous changes.
I can't even put it into words, y'all.
Sure.
But the reason why we talked about the significance of documenting it really is the fact that if you don't, you're not going to realize how far you've come. You're going to be like, oh, I'm here, but you won't know
where you started from, at least.
Yes.
And the fourth part, the one that we left you at, was get the right support.
This is a huge one. Circle it, highlight it, underline it, because when you're in it, you're going to realize how essential this step is.
Ladies, it's like that push-up bra.
Oh, you need that support.
That one that you need when you need to do something tough that day. You just need
Or if you're like me and you don't really need a whole lot of support. But
it's
still,
nice. It feels nice.
It does. Absolutely does feel nice, for sure.
As far as references go, that might have been my favorite one. But it's super, super important to, especially when you are taking on a very large task, when you're setting out a path for yourself, when you finally figure out what you want to do with your life, when you deviate from, you know, the structure that everybody else goes through, you do feel an immense amount of pressure to conform.
Oh, yeah.
And you do feel immense amount of pressure to abandon your dreams and get back in line, because we're soldiers in this life and you have to conform. So not having the right support system, not having people around you that believe in you, that encourage you, that are happy for you when you win, that really can be detrimental to you.
It absolutely can. I remember when Warren Buffett became a billionaire, multi-billionaire, not just a billionaire, a multi-billionaire. One thing that he said, and he was giving various steps and what people can take so that they can become successful. One thing that he said was make sure that you have not just only a support group, but a supportive partner.
Yes.
So he's just talking about for those of you who are in intimate relationships. But the key point is having people who support your vision, because if you don't, I promise you, you will not be able to hold up that dream. You guys know that crate challenge? It's going to be those wobbly ass milk, you know, carton crates that are going to
they're going to drop you.
They're going to body
like a hot plate.
Oh my God. So absolutely having supportive people matters. And maybe for those of you who are tuning in, you might be like, well, I don't have supportive people. I don't have a support system. What do I do?
The thing is, a lot of people don't have a support system, and a lot of people don't have either family or friends or a significant other or siblings, somebody that believes in their dreams.
Yeah.
So what I would encourage people to do is to network with people in your field.
Absolutely.
To find like-minded individuals, because if whatever you're doing is so out of the box, then I can understand the people around you not being on the same page.
Oh, yeah.
You can't break generational curses and still stay within the generational loop.
Talk your talk, sis. Talk your talk.
You have to get out of it. You have to step outside. Yes, they're your family and you love them. But if they don't believe in you and or support you, then you got to go find you some people who do.
And I think it's important in this situation to find mentors. Because if you find people who have already been successful in the journey that you're trying to go on, then they will be able to tell you, hey, this is how it's been for me. They sort of navigate the way for you. If you can find people who can sort of mentor you, I think it will give you the backbone that you need so that you can be able to just navigate your own way. It's not easy. One thing that I'm personally doing is I listen, if I can't, sometimes being in Ethiopia, you might not have those, the ability to have access to those people so that they can be your mentors. So I listen to podcasts, or I read books, or I like listen to like, you know, videos and stuff like that on YouTube towards the people I want to be like. And I'm like, okay, this is my free access of
to mentors.
To mentor, since you might not have the ability to meet them or even have the money to pay them to be your mentors. These are sort of cheap ways in which you can sort of feed your spirit, but stay on that path so that you don't get discouraged.
Absolutely. And this one is specifically for women.
Yes.
Significant others.
Ooh.
Your husbands that don't support you. And I've seen people in those predicaments. It can be for men as well. You could have wives that don't support you or don't believe in your dream or don't believe in what you're doing. I think that hurts so much more than just a friend or an uncle or an auntie or even a parent.
Talk about it a little bit, because your situation is quite the opposite. You have a supportive
God.
I'm out here single in these streets, so I can't talk from this perspective, but you give the listener some of yours.
There was a point in time where I was seeing a friend not be supported the way they should be supported.
Yeah.
And it like got to me to a point where I had to go home and be like, is there anything I could do? Like, is there any dream I could pursue that you would be like, no, you're not doing that? And he was like, what do you want to do? You trying to strip? He was like, I'll pull up right after. I'll clean the dollar bills off the stage. What do you want to do?
Shout outs to Bib.
Is it illegal? What are we doing?
You are a real one. Shout outs to Bib.
He was like, do I need a firearm? What is it that we're doing? Just let me know and I'll pull up. I was like, okay. I will never, ever, ever fail. Because I feel the same way about him. There's literally no venture he could take on where I'm not like, okay, how can I help? What do you need? What do you want me to do? And it's the other way around. We've created a relationship in which if you believe in something and if you think it makes you happy, I'm 100%. I do not care about the logistics.
I love it.
I'm 100% there for you. We're gonna make this happen.
I absolutely love it.
And so, if for people that don't have that, for people that don't have that kind of support, I understand how difficult that's gonna be.
I get it, because now I'm on the opposite side of the spectrum.
You good though. You
And
don't
I'm
have
single.
anybody telling you no, at least.
Hell no. And because I've done the journey of my healing, I've talked about that a lot in this show. I've understood that my peace of mind matters to me so much. So right now I'm totally fine on being in this, journey single until I can find someone who has the same hustle and the same ambition and the same support and drive that I do. And if it doesn't match mine, or if it's not better than mine, then you're not gonna bring me down. In the words of the guru Kendrick Lamar, ish, don't kill my vibe.
It's don't kill my vibe.
Hey.
It's don't kill my vibe.
Yay. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm speaking on for those of you who don't have partners like myself. It actually doesn't slow me down, because I'm like, okay, I can give all of my energy into this. And as I'm doing so, if there's somebody who's running the race with me who has the same values and, the same mindset that I do, then absolutely, let's go at it together. If not, we can do this alone until that happens.
It's perfectly fine. Yes, and that's what I don't mean. Leave your spouses.
We're not saying that, y'all.
That's
not the message.
But you really do need to sit down and work on it, because if your job is affecting your relationships and vice versa, it can be really hard to succeed in either one.
True.
You do need to keep in mind, however, that your biggest support system, your biggest cheerleader, your biggest fan needs to be yourself.
Amen.
If you don't believe in you, it's really hard to get other people to believe in you.
True.
But if you are so damn certain, there's just an energy that comes off of it where people will be like,
I have no choice but to believe in what they're doing.
Yeah, I feel like she got this. I feel like she's okay.
Exactly. And this just kind of echoes and back rides on the message of self-compassion that we started a couple weeks back. This is literally building on the foundation of that. Because once you are able to give to yourself and feed yourself, and if you are full, I'm telling you guys, reaching your goals, your dreams are going to be that much more easier to achieve. That doesn't mean that there's no hard work.
Oh, honey.
There is, but you just are able to get to that place in which even if things don't go right, they go left, you're going to be okay, because you have these other steps that we have been talking about in today's show.
Yes, sir. So number 5 is to get motivated. And it could be different for everybody. You could just like your motivational audios, or it could just be constantly asking yourself, why am I doing this?
Motivation, I think this is a great one, because it allows you to examine yourself and understand, okay, what works for me? What helps me to feel pumped? What helps me to feel productive? Because what helps TG doesn't help me, and what helps me probably doesn't help TG. So understanding that even in a business like this where there's 2 people, we might have different forms of motivation.
Yes, sir. And you do need to get yourself pumped. But constantly ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why do I have this dream? What is it that I'm trying to accomplish? And that could be a great motivator to keep that big dream, that end goal that you have, just playing in loop in your head. Visualize it, see it clear as day. And that'll be motivation enough for you to be like, if I don't get up today, that's never gonna happen. So let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Absolutely. Being your own cheerleader is such a huge thing, right?
The next one is to take action. Things don't happen just because you want them to, or because you crave for them, or because you thought about them.
This one I think is going to be a little harder, I think, for many people to grasp.
Always.
Because you want things to happen in your frame of time. That's just not how life works.
No, sir. Get ready for some disappointments. But you have to start. That's like the smartest thing you can do for yourself, is to say, day 1, here we go. I'm starting it.
And the thing I love is, the beauty about this is, there's no such thing as it being too late. You might be like, Dane, everybody already has this. Like, I'm so behind. Like, you'd be surprised what me and TJ have gone through. And we were finally like, it's enough. Today. Let today be the day.
Yeah.
And so regardless of where you are in your journey, if you tell yourself, no, today I'm going to start, I promise you it's not the end of the world. I promise you it really does get better.
Off air, we were talking about how his name just escaped me, but he was at 40-something years old and a crackhead.
Oh, Samuel Jackson?
Samuel Jackson. He was 40-something year old and a crackhead when he started his acting career.
Oh, he was older. I didn't even realize until I heard him say in an interview how much older he was. I was like, damn, SJ.
So no such thing as I'm too old now, it's too late now. I mean, I missed my chance. No.
This man is like 70, by the way.
Yes, now.
And he's thriving.
He's one of the biggest stars in the world.
But at that moment when he started, like, this man was like literally passed out in his kitchen floor, like thought for dead, had to go to rehab.
In his late 40s.
In his late 40s.
But he got up and he made it happen.
Man.
Honey, it could be you.
It could be you. And I think the beauty is we always see other people's success and we think, that's just not going to happen to me. And me and TG today, I think in so much of our conversation, we were talking about the power of words.
Yes.
And I think if we change the way that we speak about ourselves.
I absolutely need to. That's why that, I'm going to say song, they're not going to get it. That song hurt my feelings so much because I still do see how I use my words.
We listened to a song today.
Yes, we did. We listened to a song that really was like a gut punch. And words are really, really powerful, aren't
Absolutely.
they?
And
Happy was talking about them a while back.
Yes, we had Happy on our show, and he was talking about the significance and the power of words. And this has been something I've been mindful of this year. I've been talking about my journey, y'all. But prior to this year, my words were so detrimental because I was so hard on myself. Incredibly critical. And then how can I be surprised when things don't go the way that I want? I literally spoke them into existence. But here, I think me and TG have been mindful of that, and the way that we speak to each other, I think has changed simply because of the way that we speak to ourselves has changed. True. So I encourage you guys, for those of you who are listening, start not just only speaking those visions out loud, but even speaking life into yourself, the things that you say about yourself, the things and the way that you see people. I promise you, it's supposed to be a full circle journey. It's not just supposed to be your dreams coming true so that you get rich, but we're hoping that all of it sort of ties together.
Absolutely. Last but not least, before we leave, and this is what every motivational speaker, every successful person who has ever spoken on this title of chasing your dreams has always said, failure is a part of the journey.
And I think that when you hear it for the first time, it sounds bad-ish crazy.
It's a little cliche. It feels like it's a little cliche. But honestly, you need to be prepared to fail. You need to be excited about failure.
And failure can come in different terms.
It can. It absolutely can. It doesn't just mean your business went belly up or your dreams went belly up.
Yeah.
It just means the way you were going about it was wrong. And so now you know one of the wrong ways, and you'll never have to do it that way again because you know that way does not work.
Oh, 100%. I think even me and TG and this journey of, creating Owazi and having it be where it was, we had some, failures along the way. Like we said, it doesn't mean that your entire business comes crashing down. That's not what only failure is. But there are lessons that you learn along the way. And sometimes you have to take the L and be like, you know what? It's not a loss, it's a lesson.
I deserve that. I deserve to fail. I simply need to work harder or smarter or more creatively or partner with some, you know what I mean? Yes. Every failure teaches you a very important lesson. And I'm not saying this to mean like you should be happy about failing. No, it's gonna suck.
It sucks.
It's trash.
Oh my God.
Like, you put so much effort and time and money and like energy into something.
It's a heartbreak for sure.
And it like, oh, damn it.
But it's like an awakening. I put it as like just, bits of awakenings so that you become more and more of your highest version of yourself, I guess I would like to say. Otherwise, I'm not going to become the best version of myself, period, if everything went my way. And that is so hard to say, guys. But I feel like at the end, you look back and you'd be like, okay, all of that makes sense. And I think that's why successful people talk about failure being necessary, because they understand that it's not just, you know what I mean, the journey, but it's also the destination. It's like, okay, to get there, all of this needs to happen.
True. And personally, this might be a little harsh, but if you have a dream and then you got knocked out at some point and you don't have the courage and just the sheer audacity to get up, dust yourself off, and keep going, I'm sorry to say you weren't built for this. You're really not ready. If you're not ready to fail, not just once, multiple times throughout pursuing your dream until you make it a reality, if you are not willing to get back up just because you were hit, yeah, you need to go home.
Why are you doing it in the first place?
You're not ready. Because if you're not willing to get back up after you fall, then sorry, no, it doesn't work like that.
For me, I really think that you have to go back to the drawing board and be like, why am I really doing this? Like, look at your interior motive. Because a lot of times we're not honest with ourselves. If you're really honest and if you're really doing it for you, cool. But if you're doing it so that you can, you know what I mean, make other people look small, or if you're doing it for your family, or if you're doing it for whatever reason, then it's, I guess, it's not the right motive. And then when you fail, of course you're going to walk away because it wasn't actually real.
Your dream to begin with.
Exactly.
I completely understand that. So yes, these are all the ways that we don't like to tell you what to do. We just like to tell you the things that we've been through and being like, what do you think? Have you experienced something similar?
Yeah,
is our approach to
for sure,
is our approach at communication. So we're very happy that this isn't one of the times that we failed. In fact, this is one of the times that we succeeded.
Oh, yeah.
With flying colors.
But everything that we've said to you guys here, every bit of it is a part of the journey that we've taken. Every bit of it. And I like the fact that me and TG can be able to be transparent with you guys about our journey, because it lets you know that it's real and that we've gone through it. We're still going through it. And for those of you who are tuning in, hopefully you can find a bit of you can relate to our story, at least in some way or form. But we're going to keep being transparent, and we're going to keep letting you guys know how our journey is, because these next 4 months are going to be super exciting.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Are you ready?
I am so ready. I think me and TJ, we keep asking each other this. We're like, yo, you ready, fam? Are you ready?
We have been asking each other that a lot. True. It feels like it is the first big leap we're taking. We've taken a lot of leaps, keep in mind. But this feels like
huge.
The first gargantuan leap we're taking.
And I think for both of us, we can say this is one of the biggest accomplishments of our life.
Hell yeah!
Hey!
But it's nice. It feels good. It feels, you know what I mean? It's still, to this day, it feels exciting
to this day.
Hey, like you're excited to just wake up in the morning and just figure it out and do something about it.
Yeah.
And so I hope you guys find your dream. I really do. A life without a dream is still a life, but it's not as sweet. I promise. So find your dream. Really genuinely find your dream.
And even if you're just like, well, I don't know what to dream about, that's okay. Like, I feel like sometimes, you know, you can find inspiration in songs, in movies, in conversations with people, and sitting in nature. You don't know. Anywhere in the universe, things can inspire you. So just even allowing yourself to be out there and opening your mind to be willing to be inspired so that you can visualize that dream is also a step that you can take if you feel completely stuck. Because I know what that feels like, to be like, well, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Just even allow yourself to be open enough so that you can dream. We hope that today's show has helped at least one person out there. I gotta put you on the spot and make you sing, man. Not today.
We're leaving.
Not today. She's like, no, time is over. Not today, but another day. But we're so glad that you guys got to tune in with us for the past 2 hours. It's been great, and I'm glad because we missed you guys.
We did. It's been good being here. Have a fantastic weekend. Make good decisions. Stay hydrated.
Yes.
Drink that water.
And have an Awaze night, guys. We're going to see you guys next Friday. And have an amazing rest of the weekend. Bye.
Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to your new family. It's the Owaze Show with your hosts Fire and TG every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m.
The best music, entertainment, spicy topics, and so much more.
Owaze, let's spice it up.